Donald Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor is one of some 130 White House officials with only interim clearances. According to the Washington Post, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein warned the White House 2 weeks ago that Kushner's security clearance would be further delayed because of, quote, significant information requiring additional investigation. Malcolm Nance and Sarah Kendzior are back with me, and joining me now is MSNBC Intel analyst and former FBI double agent Naveed Jamali. Naveed, the idea that there was, quote, additional information that had arisen that was delaying the security clearance process for Jared Kushner. What does that say to you?
I think the fact, Joy, that Jared Kushner does not have a final adjudication giving him a clearance today is probably the clearest indication of Bob Mueller's intent to look at Jared Kushner. And I'll explain that. There are two sort of tranches of clearances. There's a person who has never held a clearance before, in which case the investigation to adjudicate, to determine if that person is in fact eligible to hold a clearance, starts from the day they were born to present day. Then there's a second type of clearance. There's someone who already has a clearance and perhaps has left government office, like Christopher Wray, who left government office and then came back. The investigation will then focus in the interim, the time that lapsed between him having a clearance and him coming back. Jared Kushner, in order to get a clearance, the FBI would have to say that everything he has done, and let's just talk about the wave tops, meeting with Kislyak, trying to set up back channels, the VEB bank meetings, the Trump Tower meetings, the fact that he owes $1.25 billion on 665 Fifth Avenue. Essentially, to give him a clearance, the FBI would say, no big deal. That's what they would have to come back to give him a clearance. Say it's not a risk. I do not see how the FBI is going to do that. And for that matter, it would mean that it would preclude, I would imagine, impact Bob Mueller's investigation to Kushner if there's charges forthcoming. If someone is going to come back and charge Jared Kushner, and then he's going to say, well, hey, you cleared me to have a clearance. You said these were not a big deal. It would be an absolute 180 on that. So I don't see how he can get a clearance simply because it probably means Bob Mueller's investigating him. So the interim clearance has got to go. He's got to be put in a position that doesn't require clearance. And by the way, the fact that he doesn't draw a salary, as Sarah pointed out, hey, guess who else didn't draw a salary? Paul Manafort. I mean, it's not a ringing endorsement of anything. No,
it's not. And Malcolm, the interesting thing, so to that very point, Congressman Ted Lieu of California issued a statement about these questions about Jared Kushner, in which he said the following: the questions we've been asking are pretty simple, meaning Democrats. Did he have any discussions with foreign nationals about 666 Fifth Avenue? And that means when he's jaunting around the world without his security clearance. And if so, did he discuss anything related to helping finance, purchase, or assist with the debt on 666 Fifth Avenue? The longer we wait for a response, the more it seems like Mr. Kushner has something to hide. And Malcolm, that's in addition to the fact that he did ask for secure communication on Russian facilities about we don't even know what. Is there any circumstance under which you can imagine him ever being qualified by the FBI for a security clearance?
No. I think Jared Kushner is completely and totally unclearable. Again, that's a phrase I never heard in my career, because people like that were fired immediately. They weren't invited in if they were unclearable. That was people who had felonies and investigations going on that just would not ever get them a clearance. And I agree with you, Joy. That one point alone, the investigation into whether Jared Kushner actually asked the Russians to use secure cryptographic systems in order to hide communications from NSA and CIA, that right there tells you he should not be anywhere near the presidential daily briefing or any top secret SCI material in the White House at all. We don't know where his loyalty lies. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. And so he should not be cleared. And after a year, I mean, what they should do is remove him from his duties where he has to have access to classified information, or the President of the United States should come out and publicly state, I am going to allow him a top secret SCI clearance on the basis of the fact that I'm President of the United States, and stop playing around and putting it on General Kelly.
Thank you for reminding people once again, Malcolm, that it is the White House, it is the President who grants these clearances, not the FBI. The FBI makes a recommendation whether they believe this person merits a clearance. It is Trump. Trump could grant him a clearance tomorrow, hand him the PDB. He can do whatever he wants. It's Trump that's not giving him the clearance. I think we need to keep emphasizing that. It's not the FBI. Sarah Kendzior, when Rod Rosenstein, who's the Deputy Attorney General, went to the White House to explain to them that there's some information that was preventing the FBI from giving this green check mark to Jared Kushner, it's not clear that he could have even explained why to Don McGahn. Because as the chart that we just put up shows you, Don McGahn, the White House counsel, doesn't have a final security clearance. He's on an interim. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is on an interim. Ivanka Trump's on an interim. Dan Scavino, who runs the White House Twitter. Don McGahn, the White House counsel, Sarah, could not have been privy to anything classified that's keeping Jared from getting clearance because he doesn't have a clearance. What kind of an insane show are we running here? That's a rhetorical question, but feel free to answer.